Have you ever felt like your mind is a stormy ocean? One moment you are calm, and the next, a single word or a tiny event sends a wave of anger, sadness, or anxiety crashing over you. We often believe we are at the mercy of our emotions, that we are the storm itself. But what if I told you that you are not the storm? You are the sky. Today, I want to share a story with you. A story about a man named Kaito, who, like many of us, was a prisoner of his own feelings. Kaito lived in a bustling city. He was successful, but he was miserable. If someone cut him off in traffic, his whole morning was ruined. If a colleague criticized his work, he couldn't sleep for a week. His heart was a glass house, and the world was full of stones. One day, Kaito sought out a master who lived in a secluded temple. He arrived exhausted and demanded, "Master, teach me how to stop feeling. Teach me how to be like a stone, so nothing can hurt me anymore." The master looked at Kaito and smiled. He didn't say a word. Instead, he led Kaito to a small pond behind the temple. The water was crystal clear. You could see the pebbles at the bottom. "Throw a stone into the pond," the master said. Kaito picked up a large rock and hurled it. The water splashed violently. Ripples raced to the edges, stirring up mud from the bottom. The clarity was gone. "Now," the master said, "wait." They sat in silence for 10 minutes. Slowly, the ripples died down. The mud settled. The water became a mirror once again, reflecting the blue sky and the ancient pine trees. The master whispered, "Your mind is this pond. The world will always throw stones. People will be unkind. Plans will fail. If you try to fight the ripples, you only create more turbulence. Mastery is not about stopping the stones from falling. It is about being the depth of the water that allows the stones to settle without changing who you are." What Kaito learned that day is the first step to inner peace, non-reaction. Most of us live in a state of reactance. Something happens, and we instantly explode or implode. We give away our power to every passerby who has an opinion. When you master your emotions, you regain your power. You move from reacting to responding. Think about the space between a stimulus and your response. In that tiny gap lies your freedom. If someone insults you, there is a split second before the anger rises. If you can inhabit that second, if you can breathe into it, you can choose a different path. Ask yourself, is this emotion mine, or did I let someone else plant it in me? Realize that emotions are like visitors. They knock on the door of your heart. You can let them in, offer them a seat, and acknowledge them. "Hello, anger. I see you." "Hello, fear. I feel you." But you don't have to let them move in and rearrange the furniture. You are the host, not the guest. To help you walk this path, let us look at 3 practical lessons we can take from Kaito's journey. Lesson 1. The law of impermanence. Everything changes. The cloud that looks dark and heavy right now will eventually rain and disappear. Your current, unbearable emotion is no different. When you are in the middle of an emotional storm, tell yourself, "This, too, shall pass." Lesson 2. The power of observation. Begin to practice the third-person view. When you feel stressed, don't say, "I am stressed." Say, "I notice that there is stress in my body." This small shift in language creates a distance. It reminds you that you are the observer of the emotion, not the emotion itself. Lesson 3. The empty boat. There is an old Zen story about a man rowing his boat in the fog. Suddenly, another boat hits his. He starts screaming at the other rower, "Watch where you're going." But when the fog clears, he sees the other boat is empty. It had just drifted into him. Instantly, his anger vanishes. Why? Because there was no one to be angry at. Most people in your life are empty boats. They aren't trying to hurt you. They are just drifting, driven by their own pain and unconsciousness. As we sit here together, I want you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you are in a safe place. Visualize that pond within you. See the stones that have been thrown today, the deadlines, the unkind words, the self-doubt. See them sinking through the cool, clear water. See them resting quietly on the floor of the pond. They are there, but the surface of your water is still. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears the thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are the one who experiences the feelings. You are the stillness that remains when everything else falls away. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the ability to remain centered in the middle of it. Kaito went back to the city, but he was different. He still faced traffic, he still faced critics, but he carried the pond with him. He learned that his inner world was his sanctuary, and no one could enter it without his permission. If you found value in this story today, perhaps it is time to start your own practice of inner peace. It begins with a single breath. It begins with the decision to stop being a reaction and start being a presence. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who might be going through a storm of their own. Like the video to help us reach more souls, and subscribe to join our journey toward wisdom. Until next time, keep your mind clear, your heart open, and your spirit peaceful.